The Bible is one continuous story about God and his promise and plan for humanity. Let me show you how the two are connected in this one particular way. If you were to read Numbers 19, this is called the Red Heifer Law. Read the whole chapter. It's only like 22 verses or so. Look at what the people have to do when they are ritually unclean. They have been death defiled. And this is the worst defilement that anyone in the Israelite community could be under, so to speak. But God makes a way for them to be made clean so that they are eligible to stay in the community and eligible to be near his presence. Now, that was enough to remove an external impurity, but it didn't do anything for their heart. So that's Numbers 19. If you were to read Hebrews 9 and 10, you'll see that the writer of Hebrews says that Jesus is the better sacrifice. That Jesus, if the blood of goats and lambs and heifers was enough to remove us that ritual impurity, how much more will the blood of the Lamb of God be able to cleanse us from all sin? So in the Old Testament, I believe God was just setting a precedent and having the people practice it for centuries to understand how unclean they were just on the outside, and how that uncleanness made them ineligible to be in God's presence in his community. And now we see Jesus come as the Lamb of God, and God is saying, hey, look, your soul has been defiled, that who you are deep inside at your core is defiled, but I've made a way. I've made a way for you to be made clean if you want to. If you want to. And just as in Numbers 19, at the end of that chapter, it says, and if a person chooses not to be made clean, then they have to leave the community. They are no longer eligible to stay in God's community. I think when you look at Hebrews 9 and 10, when you think about the finished work of Jesus, that God has given you a gift of salvation, that if you only believe, you are eligible to stay in his presence for eternity. Jesus has done all the work. God did all the work through Christ. Are you sure you know the Bible is one continuous story about God and his promise and plan to redeem humanity? You sure? Are you sure you're saved?